want to use the information. If you're wondering why I have these 3 clocks here, that's where my family lives. I grew up in Jerusalem, as most of you probably know. So I have family there, and I have family in England. And of course, Minnesota. What better than Minnesota, huh? Okay, so let's go. I'm going to be sending you guys an email, and you will get that one from me. Let's go to instructor folder. Here you go. The way I run the classes, it's really all online. Let's go back here. So all of you guys will have a folder online on Dunwoody's where all your work, including your homework, if I ask you for a homework assignment, all your CAD work, all your Revit work, all your calculation, you shall not email me anything. So all your stuff that you do for me, for the ECDM, this year, the whole year, you put it on a network. You and I have access to this network from anywhere. As long as you guys have VPN, anybody have a VPN done with you? You guys have access, to give you a VPN. So if you VPN done with you have access to your folder from anywhere else in the world. So the way I did it, guys, I have, you will get an email and I will assign folders for you. You are called school year 2013-2014. You're looking at these teams. What I would like you guys is, today, if possible, is I like to run teams. Now you can run solo since we have a smaller group this year. If you want to run solo, that's fine with me. But as we go through the Revit, especially in the commercial industrial, it becomes too much for one person to do the whole project. I'm going to tell you from my own experience. Now, by any means, you can run solo, run the whole project, but if you want to team up with somebody else, I would rather have you teams. We have 5, so if we have 3 teams, that would be great. But when you team up, my advice for all of you guys is to do at least 50% of the work and try to diversify what you do. So if you haven't done lighting for the commercial project, make sure you do it for the industrial project, so you learn how to do lighting. I had students in the past, guys, even though they were in a team, but they ran their own stuff. So, you know, you did the lighting, you're supposed to do the lighting for Chad, but I'm going to do the lighting for myself and put it in a different folder, just for my own. A lot of people did that. The reason for this, because they want to do it. They want to learn how to do it. Ask Derek, when you guys go to engineering firms, the more you know, the better you are. There's a lot of skills I'm going to throw at you. The more you know in the design part, the better you will be, and the more job security you're going to have. So everything that I teach you here, you will be using in the field. From sizing feeders and services into short circuit analysis and arc flash that we're going to be doing, into lighting calculation, generator sizing, all this stuff, you're going to be using it. The way I'm going to be interfacing with you guys is I have these folder. You will get an email from me how to access this folder. You have this online. So everything that I would like to give to you, I wouldn't email it to you. There's something called Instructor. You go to the Instructor. Here's semester, the fall semester, fall residential, and commercial. So these are for the fall. So when we reach the commercial, you're going to find every information that you need that I want you to share is on the commercial. So if you go to residential that we're going to be doing, we have 2 classes on the residential. One of them is called the project, and that's all the information that you need about the project that we're going to be running. I'll go over these in details. And there's the application, and that's all the information that you need, including the syllabi that I'm going to be giving you. So my point is, everything I'm going to give you, I'm not going to email to you. It will be sit there. I will tell you, I put it there. You go there, grab it, put it in your team folder, and work on it. So that's how I interface you. Everything that you want from me, it will be in the instructor folder. Cool? Then there are teams. The instructor folder is read only for all of you. You can read and copy. You cannot delete or save in the instructor folder. So if you try to save a folder and tells you can't save it, make sure you're not saving in the instructor folder. You can copy anything you want from the instructor folder. You cannot delete or save. Cool? Then you go to your team. There are teams, I have all up to 10 teams set for the whole year. The way I do it, I set it for the whole year, not just for the spring. So suppose that you're team 1. If you're team 1, you only have access to team 1. You don't have access to team 2, 3, or 4. So if you try to click on team 2, you wouldn't be able to get in. Right? Everybody understand? You and your partner will have access to their own team. So say you're team 1. When you walk into team 1, guys, you're going to have a setup for the whole year for you. It's already set up. So you're going to have, so if you're in the residential, commercial, and the spring industrial and the spring estimating, all the classes they're going to do with me are already set there for you. So obviously we are in the fall, so you're going to focus on the fall residential. That's first that one that we're going to be doing. You click in here, you're going to find all these folders already set for you. Yeah, I want to remind you I'm an engineer, so I like things organized a little bit. So everything. So when I told you, for example, I need you to do size the generator for me, you're going to go size the generator and save your folder under generator sizing. When I ask you, when we reach the point where you need to do CAD, all your CAD stuff will be, here's the XREF, we're doing CAD. We're going to work on it this next week, so they're all empty now. That's where you're going to be working and filling all these folders. So the XREF files will be sitting here. All your design drawings, E1 through E14 or E10, depending on which project, is going to be sitting right in here. I'll walk you through how to set them up. So if I want to look at your work, I can sit in my basement, literally, and can look at your work from my basement. You guys can work from VPN, you can work from anywhere. When you work with CAD and Revit, it will be slow if you're VPN, if you try to, especially with Revit, you work at home on the network, it's really slow. So other than Revit and CAD, all the other calculation, you can work on it anywhere. Okay, so that's how we interface. All these folders are set for you, so you can, these are assignments that's coming. When you're done with them, you load them to the network. You and your partner and I can access them. Does that make sense? You and your partner can access it. You have read, write, delete here in these folders, and I also have read, write, delete. I can look at your work at any time. Cool? Does that make sense, guys? If you need an extra folder, feel free to do so. Please don't delete these folders though. Leave them. They're set there for a reason. Though you can delete them if you want to. So that's what we have. And by the way, this is the fall. If you go to the commercial project, it's set identical. What I did, I made the whole year, guys, seamless, sit the same way. So when you move it to from semester to semester, you don't have to switch gear. They're all set the same way. Same layout, the same folders. When we work as engineers, guys, as designers, to be productive, you have to have a system. If you don't have a system, you will do a job, but you're not productive. You know, your time is valuable to the company. The more systematic, the more organized you are, the more productive you will be. Part of the organization is to make things look alike. For your project, when I worked at LV Beckett, all our folders look alike. So if I move to project, I don't have to, where the heck did they put this? You know, all of them are seamless transition from one project to another. And that's what I'm trying to do with you. Okay, so these are the folders. Any question, guys? So the whole year is set up for you, as you can see. Any comments, questions about that? I'm going to give you guys handouts, and I already have these handouts online too. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get you my friends. Again, you already have access to them online, but I like to, especially the start, because that would be our guide for these. My test is, and the last one is what I took. So we got, get you this stuff.
Maybe able to go through CAD design, like be able to comparable toolbars.
Your own?
Yeah, for like the toolbars CAD.
Yeah, you can, absolutely. If you have something that you want to share this from Michelle, you can sit around, feel free. I don't want, I like certain way I use it, but by any means, it's a better way of doing it, let me know. It's your Michelle too. Okay. Just this one slightly there so you can see from that one. The first thing before we go further, guys, let me go here. All right, LinkedIn, that's where. How many of you have a profile on LinkedIn? You guys have profile on LinkedIn? Your job would be, you do? Okay. Your job, guys, would be, if you don't have a profile on LinkedIn, your first assignment would be this week is to go on LinkedIn. All what you have to do is an email and password and set yourself a profile. It would be as easy as copying and pasting your resume. LinkedIn is the single most important thing happen to our electrical or any industry. This is the way you can network with tons and tons of people. So what you need to do, guys, is you need to, if you have a profile, please make sure, are you linked to me?
I'll put that on
Okay. If you guys don't mind, if you go search Chad Curdy and you will get mine and send the link. It will say search Chad and send to me. I would like you guys to create a profile and link to me. The reason why I would like you to link to me, if you link to me, you have an access to 383 professionals in the electrical industry. So if you want to know who's who, or what you have to do, when you link to me, you have access to all my contacts. You want to know who's at Egan in Chad's contacts, you can go at any time and look. Okay? Cool, everybody. So that would be the assignment. LinkedIn, guys, the most important thing about LinkedIn is obviously networking and finding yourself a job. When you have a job, another thing, when you get the job, is to continue networking with your peers. So if you need help setting it up, let me know this week and can walk you through. It's really easy. So you have a nice picture. Don't have remember, this is the picture that people are going to see you to hire you. You're a professional. I love electricians dearly, but we don't carry tools. We are professional, act professionally, and so forth. So you need a picture, not your a professional picture that you're going to put there. And then feel free to look at my resume and try to, how I set mine. I think it's supposedly says here all stars. The profile link is all stars, but I don't know. That's how I did it. It has been there for 4 years or so. So feel free to put summary about yourself. So grab your resume and just copy and paste in it there. Look at mine, look at other people's, and try to kind of mold it to yours. And then you put your experience. I know you don't have a whole lot of experience right now, but as we start, put your education, your student at Dunwoody and ECDM program, graduation date, and put your graduation date. And you put your experiences. If you don't have electrical experience, put any experience, because that substantiates that you are capable of holding a job. It's really nice. So, and as you move on in your career, you start dropping the non-electrical related experiences. Anything non-related, you start dropping it. But for the time being, if you work in certain places, you don't have to do the details, but that will substantiate that you can hold a job and you get up in the morning and do what you're supposed to do. Okay, so that's so feel free to look at this one when you're there. If you would like me to give you a recommendation, let me know so I can go there and write you a nice recommendation. It sits into your resume. I have done this in the past for students. The whole idea, guys, is to get you a job. That's my focus before we move on. So I'd like to invite invite you and ask you politely, nicely, to go ahead and create your LinkedIn. Please link to me. And when you link to me, if you request, there's a request for recommendation, I will write your recommendation. Cool? So that's the first thing you need to do. And you can look how people are writing it. So that would be a good start. The second thing, so that's LinkedIn. Again, if there's any junk in YouTube here, please, like I said, please excuse any junk. I would like you guys, if you go, my YouTube channel is easy to get to. All what you have to do is type Chad Curdy between parentheses. You see how it's little Curdy, and you'll get into my YouTube channel. You can subscribe if you want to. There's no, you don't pay anything for subscription, but if you subscribe, every time I load something, you get an email that Chad loaded a presentation. I would like to invite you guys to, I have to date close to 450 videos for a total of 1,000 hours. So there's tons of information there. So you want to move ahead of us on CAD or Revit. The last 4 years have been YouTube channel. I like it. People have a lot of comments on it. The last 8 presentation I loaded, I was doing training for Guzman & Moore this summer. So we did 2 hour. Guzman & Moore is one of the engineering firms, and a big engineering firm in Minneapolis. So They hired me to do training for their engineers, so I did 16 hours of training for them. They're all on YouTube. It might be a little bit above your head. You know how to size transformers and generators and capacitors, so all this stuff, grounding and bonding. So what I did, I listed them class 1 through class 8 because they're 2-hour segments, and I threw them on YouTube. That's the latest that we did just this last week or so. We installed solar system here, and we videotaped while we were installing it. Steve and I, you remember Steve probably, some of you. And the rest of them are all the stuff that we have done. So just to know that, and everything that I do, it will be loaded in YouTube. If you subscribe, like I said, you'll get an email immediately that Chad have loaded it. Okay, so that's what I wanted to show you before we move forward. All right, so let's okay, so we have that one. I don't want this one with me. I want all right, so let's start. Let me start you guys with what they have. Okay, second year syllabus. All right. Let's go to okay. Okay. Can't remember where now. Magazines. I thought it's on the network. Trying to get the favorite. Okay, I'll get it on the network for you. What I'm trying to focus, guys, is on the list that I gave to you here. ECDM, learning skills and knowledge. If you grab that one, now of course when you want it, it doesn't show up. This is one of the. Okay, there you go. Well, okay, I believe it's. We did not size it. Okay, change that one to 13. Okay, it's what you guys are looking at. So you're spending a lot of money coming to this class. I expect you guys to, like I tell when I was head of the department, I expect you to hold us accountable for everything that we do, including myself. So what I did, I listed 7 golden things that you're supposed to learn with your friend Chad through the whole year. If you have not learned these in the electrical design, please come back and ask your friend Chad for refund. And I'm not kidding you. So what I did, guys, when you come from, somebody's asking you, why are you in the electrical design? The skills that you're going to be learning with us, that's the whole year. It's called design. You're going to design, you're going to draft, you're going to specify, you're going to analyze, you're going to estimate, you're going to manage, and you're going to present electrical engineering and construction projects. That summarizes the whole program you're going to do. So these are the 7 golden things I believe that you guys for the last 11 years have been teaching ECDM students. So, and Derek can, you know that they've been, some of them are very big shots right now everywhere, right? The electrical design students, you guys are going to be big shots at one time too. So when we say design, guys, these are listed 9 things under design that you're supposed to learn before you graduate from the second year in the electrical design. So starting with sizing, you need to be able to, when you leave here, to size service entrance conductors, feeders, and branch circuits. All these information are also on the syllabi. Service entrance equipment, panel board, switch gears, transformers, generators, control panel, ATS, auto transfer switch, power distribution units, all these information. When you graduate from here, you should be able to understand them and be able to size them. Again, not today, after you graduate in the spring, which most of you will be spring. For you will be in the spring, you should be able to know this, then you have to go do some motors with us. Then sizing conductors and cables and conduits and bus ducts and duct banks and all this good stuff. Conduct calculation for electrical load. Let me just blow it up a little bit here. There you go. So electrical load, lighting system, power generation system, size electrical and generator rooms, dimension. You should be able to do based on an EC code book requirement, size the dimension. Security, fire alarm, paging, phone data, system, design. You should be able to design that system before you graduate from here. And you need to be able to meet and or exceed the NEC and National Electric Safety Code. The reason why I share this one with you, Karen, is because you can take some of these information and add them to your LinkedIn profile, to your resume. As you build your resume, this is what we're learning at Dunwoody. See what I mean? That helps you, and you will have, I believe it's on the network. If it's not, I'll put it immediately. So it can help you build your own resume. We're going to be using visual software, Commons generator software. We use at least 9 softwares in this year. Every single software is used in the industry. We don't teach you a software that's not used in the industry in the design. Excel software professionally, you should be able to use Excel by adding, doing all the calculations and so forth. That's under the design. And everything that we design is under what? Using the National Electric Code that you're looking at. Now we design them, and for what type of building? Commercial, industrial, or residential building. Then you need to draft it. So for drafting, here's what we do for you, my friends. Layout. You need to be able to lay out all your service conductors, all your equipment, lay them out in the system and circuit them in both CAD and Revit. You need to be able to set up your what we teach you is how to set up your CAD drawings, how to set up your Revit drawings, 2 softwares, how to print, how to lay out your equipment, put your equipment in CAD and Revit, 3D in Revit, 2D in CAD, how to circuit them, how to label them, and ultimately how to present a professional, as professional as you can get, a blueprint. Yes, Derek?
Are you going to be doing like changing, like moving a CAD drawing to the other?
Yes, yes. We actually go more than that. We go in moving into from visual software that we do the calculation into CAD, into Revit. So we interfacing all these softwares together. So that's it. You're it. If somebody's going to hire you to do CAD layout, you'll do it. Revit layout, you do it. So that's the drafting part. So you will be able to not only design the system but also draft it. And that's what people are looking for you. When you guys did an internship, they're looking for you to do drafting first, and you ease yourself into the design as they trust your knowledge. That's how your start point would be: drafting, redline, this and that, and then you ease into design and then into leading your own projects. Ultimately, that's what you want. Specification. Specification, guys, we give you CSI specification for FYI only, but you need to be able to specify the amps, the voltage, the frequency for all the electrical equipments and the feeders and so forth. Plus, you need to be able to read the CSI specification that we give you, which is a big, thick document, and understand as much as you can out of it. Specification, they would not allow you to touch the spec in an engineering firm, but I give it to you as an introduction so you understand when they say, I want to review the spec today. You know what a spec is, you know, and I will give you a spec that's a professional spec that you use in the industry. And you guys, my expectation is just to read it. You know, you would not be able to change a lot in the spec. But these are the things that we do when it comes to the specification. Now we design it, we drafted it, we spec it, and the specification, here's what is a spec? A spec is when you guys design a lighting fixture right above your head, and if you don't tell the electrical contractor what type of lighting fixture you want, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go pick the cheapest piece of equipment and install it through code. So our job as engineers and designers is to have a specification about lighting fixtures that we only accept the following vendors, the following manufacturers. So you got a manufacturer who's not on our list, they have to submit their product to us to get into our spec. What you guarantee when you have a spec, it's basically a detailed description of the equipment. That's what a spec is. A lighting fixture will have 6 pages just about the ballast, the lamp, the fixture, the lenses in detail, including the thickness of the box that they put the lighting fixture in. So detail, a lot of details. Ultimately, the goal of the spec is to guarantee you the quality product installed in your building. So that's a big deal. Then we do something called analysis. When you design and draft the building and specify it, now we're ready to build that building, right? But before you build the building, guys, and flip the switch and burn half of the building, you're supposed to do analysis on it, literally. So these analysis, very important. It's arc flash analysis, short circuit analysis, overcurrent protection device analysis. Some of you, infrared, that's for the maintenance part, but for the design part, we do a lot of equipment evaluation, short circuit. All these, it might not mean a whole lot to you guys, but it means a lot in the industry. We do have a bunch of software that we use. One of them is called PTW SKM. There is no engineering firms on earth that does not know what PTW SKM Power Tools for Windows is. No engineering firm. Everybody, when you put this in your resume, when you guys, the reason why I throw this one, you're going to be throwing it as I teach you this software. I suggest that you throw that software right on your resume. Used SKM PTW to run short circuit analysis and arc flash analysis and equipment evaluation. That's how you can get the job and the best job. So throw the words that the industry is looking for. Then we have ComCheck. This is for energy code. We analyze the lighting system in a building, and we'll give you a certificate that your building as a healthy, environmentally healthy building, as in it's not consuming more power than it should. That's called ComCheck. All these are through softwares. So I'll throw a lot of softwares at you guys, and they're easy to use, but I'm with you. All these softwares are already on my network if anybody wants to go ahead of time. SKM Pro Tools for Windows is worth $10,000 in the market. The engineering firms are paying, if you get all the modules, close to 50 grand. So they're very expensive softwares. But they analyze the system. After you analyze it and coordinate it, coordination, guys, if you have a short circuit right here, do you really want the switchgear Dunwoody to trip and shut down the power at all of Dunwoody, or you just circuit breaker right here? So that's what we call it, the coordination. You're going to be able to do a lot of coordination. Now we design the project. A lot of you guys will work for, here's how, in the last 11 years, how the students went. 50-50, 50% electrical contractors, 50% engineering firms. So when you go to electrical contractor, guys, either you do the design and the drafting and the specification, like you do, and the analysis, because they have design built, Hunt and Egan and so forth, or they move you into something called estimation, electrical estimating. Now you are estimating what somebody else have designed, how much labor and material this building will cost me to build, and how much profit are we going to do? Are we going to be break even? So we teach you estimating. For estimating, I have 3 softwares, Karen, that I teach you. Number 1, we use Excel sheet, simple for residential, just to get to understand what an assembly is. And we use 2 softwares. One of them is AccuBid, used by many contractors, and the other one is AccuBid and McCormick. McCormick is one, and AccuBid is another. Between McCormick and AccuBid, you probably covered 80% of the software that you use in estimating electrical projects. And we teach you these here. We have them, you'll get access to them. So that's basically, I'm not going to read all this stuff, but that's what the estimating component, if you are to work in an engineering, in an electrical contractor. Management. As you design the project, guys, from the pre-design all the way into the design development, all the way into the construction and commissioning of the building, each and every one of these stages have to be managed. You would be at one time the project manager that managed this process, either from the construction side, or from the design side, or from the design construction if you're doing design build. So what we do is we walk you through the design stages, the construction stages, and the phases of the project and so forth, in terms of project managing the project. Because ultimately, a lot of you guys will end up probably being project managers, at least manage their own projects. And the last one, guys, is public speaking and presentations. So why would we do a presentation as one of the outcomes? When you guys become a project managers, it will be your job to go to the city of Bloomington and sell your firm to the city of Bloomington so they can build a building for the city of Bloomington, for example. Sit, stand in front of those city council and at least defend your project when you design it. They will be throwing a lot of things at you. Why are you doing this? Why it's going to cost us $2 million? So your job would be to explain to an average Joe who has nothing to do with the electrical system what you have designed and why should they spend $2 million from the taxpayers' money on this project. And ultimately, your job, of course, is to get your work for a firm, right? So you to sell your service to the customers, and you make your service as quality as it could be, and worthwhile the money and the time of the people that you're selling the service to. So that's presentation that we do. What we to help you with this, guys. We invite the electrical industry here twice a year. We do presentations. You probably have seen, some of you have seen how we do it. We get 15 to 20 electrical engineering firms to electrical contractors show up. Those are the guys who are going to hire you, and will put you a little bit stressful, but it's really nice because you present your project that you did here at Dunwoody. Number one, so you have public speaking, defend your project, they'll ask you questions, which is really good, number one. Number two, they're looking for the best and the brightest to hire. So that's your chance of basically showing your best in front of the employers who will hire you. So these are the 7 things that you will learn with your friend Chad over the year. When you guys graduate, your title will be drafter, one title, designer, estimator, project manager, project assistant, a bunch of other titles that you get, but that's what mostly work for engineering firms, electrical contractors, major electrical contractors. We have people work for wholesalers, where they be in charge of like Werner Electric. We talked about Werner Electric, in charge of the inventory of the whole wholesaler. So somebody will ask them, I want to switch gear. What is the difference between switch gear and switchboard? So they will explain to the customers what the difference, in hoping that they will sell it to the customers. Any comments, guys? Any questions about? I like to go over these. These will be on the network. I believe they are. If not, that I will put this document in the network for you. I like to start with, is this what you guys are here for? Right? I assume that's what you want to do. So, okay. So that's what I want to do. Let me get that one. You guys introduce yourself. A lot of you know me. I've been in the electrical. You go to my LinkedIn profile probably. I've been in the electrical industry for 21 years. Started as an electrician, believe it or not, in Jerusalem. My mom said go to college, Chad, so I went to college, became an electrical engineer. And then I got my master electrician license, journeyman in Jerusalem, and then I got my engineering license there. Met my wife from a small town in Minnesota. Ended up in Minnesota here for the last 16 years. I'm registered electrical engineer in Minnesota and registered master electrician in Minnesota. I do a lot of stuff. Part of it is teaching. My full time is teaching at Dunwoody, but I do carry a master electrician license for a small company called C Electric, where I don't carry the tools anymore, but I advise them on estimating and technical stuff, 3-phase. And I do a lot of training for the industry, for the electrical engineers as well as electrical contractors, weekends and nights. So code updated classes, code 2014 is coming, so I'm one of the experts that was supposed to deliver the changes in 2014. So you'll see a lot of stuff that I do on my YouTube channel, not just for Dunwoody, and not that I do at Dunwoody, at MEA and elsewhere. So works for Ellery Beckett. We did hospital sport arena, design it as a power engineer. We did wastewater treatment plant, water treatment plant, hospitals, like I said, sport arenas, um, commercial buildings, a couple of commercial buildings. So that's kind of my background. My bread and butter personally is power analysis and power design. That's kind of my bread and butter, though I have done a lot of stuff from lighting into layout receptacles into all this good stuff. So that will give you all this stuff is in my YouTube channel, guys, and in LinkedIn. So add drop, you guys know, if I'm just going through a list here too, the add and drop, if you need to add or drop, let me know for the first 5 days. Parking, you have been here, all of you, so you know what the parking is. Your ID has to be on you or with you guys at all times, just a quick reminder. Computers and computer bag, if you don't have your computer, you will be allowed to need to go grab your computer, please. Um, Student handbooks is on the networks. If you guys want to go and look on our website and see what the rules and regulations. We're all professionals, so my expectation, guys, are we're all act professionally in the classroom, and I hope you will help me to create this professional atmosphere. Over the last 11 years, I'm not going to tell you I was successful on having the class act all the time professionally, but I would give myself at least a B on the arena. So I hope we'll get more than a B on the behavior and acting and all the stuff, including what we put on our on our screens and so forth. All of us. We don't have a shop, emergencies, tornadoes, and shelters, guys. I don't know our tornado shelter is right here, this hallway. So there's a tornado. We're supposed to be in the hallway. That's no windows in there. Fire drills. Our escape is right here. You get out of here, and you go to the left, and you go down and out. So that's our fire drill, or fire um, our exit route, and leaving the building all the way to the north. You guys are familiar with that one. Um, Food policy. I don't mind you guys eating here or drinking while I'm teaching, or feel free to relax. I think of it as your office. If you drink coffee in the past, we have a coffee going on here, and we chip in and we bring coffee. If you guys drink coffee, so feel free to bring food at any time. Drink as long as you're clean at the end. Like, keep it professional. So I don't have problem with drinking coffee or anything. Um, Tutoring, if you need help, we have a smaller class, so I'm here until 2:30. So feel free at the end of the class, we can go sit there in the back, and I can help you with anything you want. Um, Here's my philosophy about education, guys. Nobody ever fails my classes. I don't fail people. We're in it together. If you fail, I failed, and if you succeed, I succeeded. That's how I look at it. So we're in it together. If you want a good grade, of course you have to work for it. If you work with me, at failing is not an option in my classes. I never, it's not on the table. But obviously, you guys are coming here not to fail. You're coming here to get the best knowledge, not even for the grade, the best knowledge. And I'm generous with grades. I really am. I'm not stingy or with grading, number one. But you are after getting the knowledge to get a good job. I want you guys to put this in your mind, not after making Chad, pleasing Chad or anything. Um, Portfolio, when you guys are done, you will put for every project that we did, we have a binder for it, and that will be your ticket for a job. I'm not worried about jobs for you because smaller class you will all find a job. But when we have 20 students in the past, that portfolio project that you did found in the last 10, 11 years, tons of students got jobs. Because when they go to Mashad they actually say, what have you done at Dunwoody? Well, here's what I've done with Dunwoody. Did you do circuiting? Yep. Open it to the circuiting. Here's what I circuited. Did you do short circuit analysis? Yep. Here's what I did Dunwoody. So it was awesome. It really is. So it's not only you can prove, you can say anything you want, but you showed them tangible things, showed them that you've done it, and here's my name on it too. So it's really good, very good, that portfolio. Assemble it all together, give it to me, and that will be your graduation from that semester as well as your portfolio. Financial aid, you guys know how to handle financial aid down, right? Anybody needs help, let me know with the financial aid issues. Art and science, you guys are part of a group. I know you are done with art and science. You are done with art and science. You guys, the rest of you, you will move. I will help you with art and science. So whatever I assign to you, basically you're gonna take. Um, Unless you have anything that you transfer, just let me know. Um, if you guys go into my Dunwoody right now, I did set the fall classes for you, so if you go there, you will see the assignments that you're supposed to do for the two classes the five classes that we're going to do in the fall with me. We have five classes in the fall, two residential and three commercial. So all of them are on the network there. So your attendance will be on the network, your grades will be on the network. So all of them are already set and an announcement. I showed you the online folder, guys. You'll get an email from me today how to access the online folder. And then when you guys tell me what your team is, I will authorize only you to access certain teams, and then you are locked with this team. If you decided to change next semester, not a big deal. We can always change it. So, but you will have a team. Team formation. What I'm hoping, guys, from you today, if you can Again, if you want to work solo, be my guest. I'm advising you guys. It's good to work in a team, and at the same time, you continue working individual if you want. So if your partner is doing lighting and you want to do lighting because you are done with your assignment, by any means, go do it separately, on the side and keep it for yourself. And even if when you're done, you might sit and say, you know what, your lighting system is better than mine. Shall we use yours, even though you did the power too? And if you guys agree, I'm fine with it. So, did you guys hear me? Just because your partner doesn't mean you don't have to do the same thing. You can do it individually. But as we move and it becomes complicated things, especially with estimating and all stuff, it's nice to have a partner. I'm telling you. Um, you guys have CAD on your machines. Everybody should have CAD and Revit on their machines. We'll check that one as we go. Loading printers and loading the printers and loading the printers and the plotters. So that's what I'll walk you. I'm going to leave this one until the end. We do it today, loading all of your printers when you all have your laptops. Don't have that one. Favorite. What I have for you guys here in the network, I have favorite student. What I did is I have all these sites that I collected over the years, and I put them as my favorite under career and reemployment, design programs, EE organization, electrical contractors, electrical suppliers, union, engineering firms. All these are websites of places that I have in my favorite. So I shared all these as my favorite video. Feel free to copy any and all of them and use them as your favorite. There's a lot of them. Manufacturer specifications, and so these are websites that I believe are very, very important. Speaking of, so this is the file I was looking for. That's why. Okay. Now the folder, the skills guys are right here under my favorite. Yes, I thought I put it there. Here, it's under favorite. I do have also introduction for you. I have a resume, a sample of a resume, my resume basically. I threw it there for you for FYI. If you have not had a resume, here's the sample resume. I would like you guys to do me a favor. Actually, requirement this one, as I need your CV or resume email to me this week. What happened in the past, guys? People will lose their laptop, they lose their resume, then they struggle with finding a job. I know you're working right now, but I require everyone the first week to send me a resume. Now, I'm not an expert at resumes, but I can give you my 2 cents. You know what I mean? I hope they're trustworthy, the 2 cents that I have. Feel free to look at my resume. Email me your resume. I store your resumes. If you would like me to look at it, I'll be more than happy to discuss it with you. If you're happy with your resume, I'm okay with it. Does that make sense? I don't want to rewrite your resume. I would suggest to look at my resume. You guys getting into the field of electrical. I'm an engineer. I have a lot of verbs and adjectives that a lot of engineers are looking for. I suggest to look at my resume so you can pick certain verbs, certain terminology that I will be training you, and you can stick them into your resume. So either by looking at my resume or looking at the skills that you know. I strongly encourage you to pick acronyms. Like, for example, when you use SKM, write in your resume, use SKM. So when they look at your resume, they can see that you use SKM. As an engineer, and I hired people here, done with you guys for 6 years. These are the acronyms. I'm looking for verbs that distinguish you from others. If I see an SKM on your resume, any engineer or any hire see SKM on your resume, it triggers something. Yeah, that guy knows or gal knows SKM. Or ComCheck, or Visual, or McCormick, or Accubit. So throw all these terminologies as we go over them and put them in your resume. Again, it's an advice. I can't force you guys to do that. But please write yourself a note. I need your resume. And please create a LinkedIn and link to your friend. So that's your quick assignment. I do have a little converter here that came very handy, guys, over the years. It's on your student folder. You can copy any or all of these to your network, guys. If you go to, anybody have seen this converter? I've seen it. It came very handy when I was doing engineering work. So what happened is if you want to convert power to power, any type of unit to any type of unit, it's unreal, from speed into density, into areas, into, as you work, guys, in international, you want to convert from a square kilometer into a square meter, into a square foot. So you do the calculation for, especially when you start working. LB Beckett, when I was at LB Beckett, we were building buildings in United Arab Emirates and in Brazil. So you're closer to the international than you think. So, so that came really handy, converting metric into standard and so forth. So this is on the network. You can feel free to use it. Here's an area. So here's an acre, feet square, for example, into meter. Where's my meter? Here's meter square. So if I have how many feet? This is 2,000 square foot. This 2,000 square foot is 185.8 square meter. Isn't that cool? So if you're doing calculation on a building, on a metric system, and you want to kind of have an idea how, I mean, we all know how to convert them, but quick, fast. It's all about the tools that you have. So it converts it right immediately. Or meter, you can switch meter to feet or feet to meter and so forth. So I found it very handy. So it's right there. Feel free to use it. So that's favorite unit converter. Assign catalogs. As we move, guys, what I usually do, there are, if you're a designer or an engineer, a book like Cutler Hammer must be, and I know you look at me and say, Chad, I have everything on my iPhone right now, right? You can, all this that you're looking at, this big fat boy, is on the network. You can find it. But see what I did with mine? With this book has every single electrical equipment that you need to install, from a 100 amp panel in your house into a 4,000 amp switch gear into a nuclear plant, and all the in between, right in here. So what better than you when you're a designer to understand when they talk about PDUs? What the heck is a PDU? There's PDUs right here inside this. So what I do with Color Hammer, I have multiple books here. I assign them to you guys. Each team will have one of these to specify this is Color Hammer. And then we do have here Siemens, because we use Siemens. Those are the major. And then we have Square D, the digest for Square D. And also for lighting calculation, we have Acuity Brands and Visual and Lithonia. All the lighting, because lighting is a big deal. All the fixture that you're going to be using for this project in this book. So to help you guys, we also have GE. So between Siemens, GE, Cutler Hammer, and Square D, these four, you covered close to 90% of the electrical equipment that you're going to install in any type of project. So these are all, we'll give it to you guys as a resource. And I have them here too, but you will give most of them. Okay, so that's the catalog. We talked about salary and employment, syllabi, we talked about it. I would like you guys to go to the textbooks. I give you a list of a sheet that has textbooks. So if you don't mind me going here. Okay, favorite ECDM. Okay, so textbooks right here. All right, Chad, I think it was open anyway. Wasn't it open? It was open. Here we go. Okay, here's what I have, guys. These textbooks are for the whole year. So what I suggest, being designers and engineers, guys, if you're a designer and engineer, you will continue, or in any field, any professional field, you will continue to learn all your life. So having a book, guys, and keeping a book is a major thing in my book. So the first thing you need to do in electrical wiring residential, you're looking at this book here. I would like you guys to get this one. I used to think, who designs residential? That's what I used to think. Until I came across BKV. Anybody heard of BKV? They're an engineering firm here in town. What they do is high-end residential buildings and risers and so forth. So they keep themselves busy doing tons and tons of apartments, high-end apartments and high-end homes and dormitories and so forth. So there's a lot of design when it comes to residential. Don't think that residential is just your house and your basement. So this book will give you guys the fundamental understanding of the residential design. Not the wiring, we're not interested too much in the wiring, but the design itself. How many receptacles you need in a kitchen? That kitchen could be in the 15th floor in an apartment building, or that kitchen could be in my house. So that's why it's very important to get that one. The commercial book, guys, I would like you to have also this book. I go over this one as a guide, a couple of pictures, nice picture, refer to it, the commercial project. And also, this is, you're gonna laugh at me because this is this very simple way of getting lighting calculation. Cheap, you can see the price, $15. So if you see at the end, guys, it comes with a floppy disk. Please don't laugh at me when you get the floppy disk. It's not the floppy disk I'm after. Get the floppy disk and throw it. It has just a couple of CAD questions in it. But this will give you the fundamental of lighting. Cheap book to get us the fundamental of lighting, the science of lighting. That's all I'm after. Then when we size lighting, we use the top-notch software that called Visual, with equipment, brand new equipment, LEDs. We don't design based on this old book. This will give you the science of lighting, fundamental lighting, and then the actual size and the actual design. We will use it with Visual. Okay, you need the NEC code book for me, guys. That must have the necessary code. We are coming to 2014, but this I want you guys to grab. This is what we're going to be using for this year, 2011. 2011, you must have that one. And then DeWalt, this is also required, guys. DeWalt, this little booklet, it's $19. This is the best thing ever happened to me when I found it. All the formulas that you want to do, all the sizes of the bus ducts and enclosures and all the stuff are right in here. As we move through the year, guys, you will be using this one on the test. So I will be assigning to you when we size the transformer, you go find an actual industry size transformer, you go to DeWalt. So please, you can order it online, and I believe they're downstairs, you can get them. They become essential in 8 weeks. The first 7 weeks, guys, we're doing residential, so I don't use it a lot. When we hit the commercial, we're going to be using this booklet a lot. So then we move into the semester 4, which is in the spring. We're going to do electrical wiring, industrial. I don't have the book because that will be in the semester. And electrical estimating for Mike Holtz, a book about electrical estimating. So these are the ones that we're going to be using for the whole year, and the price is next to them. Feel free to buy it from downstairs, or you can buy them online. Okay? But I strongly suggest that you guys have them. There will be assigned homework from them, and my lectures, PowerPoint presentation will be based on them, plus other things too. Any comments, guys, about the books? Comments about the books? So we got more books. We got 3 AM skills. Okay. I'm going to give you guys 5 minutes break, and then I'm going to go over the syllabus, if you don't mind. Should we give you 5 minutes, stretch a little bit, get some... If you guys want to drink coffee, let me know so we start making coffee. I didn't make coffee today, so let's have a few minutes here. Okay, so what I gave you guys, if you do me a favor, just grab the syllabi package that I gave to you. It's also on the network. And please go to almost halfway through it. That's the syllabi for the electrical residential design application. It's almost halfway through it. That's the syllabi. I want to start with that one. Now, a quick reminder how the semester is going to go. The first 7 weeks, we have 19 weeks, Derek, my friend, 19 weeks. The first 7 weeks will be residential. So with residential, we have 2 classes. One is a project, and the other one is, I call it application, which is theory and calc. Then we finish the final. Then after that, you start the commercial project. In the commercial project, guys, we have 3 classes: 1 calculation, 1 theory, and 1 the commercial project. So from now until 10/7 to 2013, we will be doing two classes basically: residential, focus on residential with CAD, and residential calculation. So just a quick reminder, bless you. Quick reminder, the name of the class that you guys are in, this is the theory or the application, electrical residential design application. Here's my information about me and my cell phone. You see where my mobile, if you guys want to get in touch with me via mobile, everybody can see where my mobile is right here, or the phone, where we are. My office is in blue 19. I no longer red 19 here or 18. I moved to blue 19. Everybody knows where blue 19. Most likely I'll be sitting here. Most of the time I'll be probably here. The class, my office hours, guys, are from 12:30 to 1:30 if anybody wants to, but I most likely I'll be here anyway. We're starting today. We're going to end this class in 10/7. October 7th is the last day of this class. We'll final. It's starting from 7:30 to 9:25 is the class. So, and then after that, we kick into the project. So the first thing, we have 2 hours of lecture basically, and we finish them and we kick into the project. Cool. I haven't done it. I mean, we can mix and match, guys. I have you here for 5 hours. So sometimes I do the lab. Most of the time I like to lecture in the morning, at least an hour to an hour and a half. And then we will finish with the project. All the information that you see is on my network, my Dunwoody. This class that you guys are paying for, basically, it will tell you we're following this book. So various principle practices and code are utilized in residential electrical construction involving lighting system design, power system, low voltage system, calculating lighting design solutions, and other industrial standard computation for residential design. Long story short, guys, I will walk with you in these 7 hours with every single thing that you need to do in the code related to residential. So please, if you have anything commercial, industrial, ask me one-on-one, we'll do it. But the focus of these 7 weeks is everything residential. Residential from a house all the way to a 30-story apartment building. So don't just think of residential as just a little house. So we have an apartment building, like I said, BKV is very busy doing residential apartments and risers. Hotels and motels also go on the residential. So a lot of stuff in it. It's 2 credits, guys, 36 contact hours. The prerequisite is basically what you guys have done. I have prerequisite is quarter number 1. The class, we talked about the books that you need with it. The NFPA, the NDC code book, and the Dilmar, and the electrical residential. I have the core ability. Go ahead and read these core abilities. That's required for the learning, guys. Apply math and science, communicate effectively, demonstrate civic and global environment. These are the core ability for the college that you guys have seen in every syllabi that you've done with us. The learning outcome is cite and instructor code for electrical projects and design electrical system for buildings. That's what you're going to learn in this project. Competencies, what I did, I listed 11 things that you want to learn in this class. For example, explain and prepare calculation for sizing service entrance conductors, feeders, branch circuits for residential building. The focus is residential building. These are the competencies that you're supposed to learn in this. Same thing, explain and repair for electrical equipment and panels. Explain and repair calculation for residential. Explain and prepare calculation for lighting, security, fire alarm, phone and data, all these related to residential. Validate the compliance with NEC code book. Grounding for residential, swimming pool. We're going to talk about swimming pool, and overcurrent protection device. Protection for residential. So these are, I'm not going to read all of them, you guys read them on your own, but these are the major concepts that you're supposed to learn in this class. Any comments, guys, questions about the major concepts? Instructor grading information, you always ask about the grade. Here's how we're going to do this. I want to remind you, this class is only for 7 weeks. We're doing 2 tests. Each test is 25% of your final grade. I have a classroom engagement, meaning when you're engaging with me, guys, and doing what you do, and I'm generous to give you 10 points. We have homework. I'll assign to you the homework. Homework is an honor system. You submit to me, guys. I collect it. I don't correct it. What I do is I give you the answers, put them on a network for you. So that's it's an honor system. It's just that you have read the chapter. The most important things in the chapter, I will focus on them and testing you on them, and I go over them. The rest is just that you read the chapter and get more knowledge. It's an honor system. We have a final of 30% of your grades. Any question, guys, about the grading format? Grading scale, here's your A is 95% or higher, and B and so forth. That's your grading format. Moving on into there's academic honesty and plagiarism and so forth. Don't cheat. If you want to cheat, just talk to me. I mean, nobody fails my classes. I'm not into cheating. I know you guys are here to find a job and get a career, right? You don't need to cheat, really. It's not. I'm a firm believer. I'm an engineer. I did so many tests in my life. I'm a firm believer I can make any test that I can't fail anyone. My intention is you get as much of these knowledge that we throw at you as you can, so you can get there and start your career. Everybody's on agreement on that? So, add drop, you have 1 week to add drop. I hope you guys will not drop anything. But disability, if you need help with disability, let me know. I don't know if you guys have any issues. Incomplete grades. The incomplete is becoming tougher and tougher, guys. So I rarely, if ever, people get incomplete with me. But it does happen. Intellectual property statement. The material, this is just the material that we do, is the property of Dunwoody College of Technology, may not be produced without permission and so forth. I don't have any problem. You guys take all this material, use it as you go for work. I have a lot of students did a great job on their load calculation. They use it for work. So be my guest, it's not secrets. I mean, the secrets are out. Respectful environment and student behavior. So please, we're all professionals. Hopefully we'll act, I trust that we all act professionally, including myself. So that's kind of all I'm asking for. So we're going to have fun, guys. Some of you who know me, I'm a fun guy to be around for an engineer. Respect everybody else. Your goal is to have fun, go through the year, get you as much knowledge as you can get you a job. Are we all in agreement? No torture. Test torture. I don't believe in torturing tests. I review the test, typically the test before you take the test with me, almost. So if you're here for the review for the test, you really very hard. You'll be really, really hard not to get a good grade with me. It really is. So technology statements, cell phones and all this stuff. I have my cell phone in me. I put my cell phone on vibration. That'll be really nice if you vibrate your cell phone, guys. I understand if we're adults, if you need to get a call while I'm on an emergency call, if you vibrate it, so feel free to walk out and take your call at any time, even when I'm lecturing. I hope to minimize it only for the emergencies, but feel free to have your cell phone on vibration. Mine is always on me, on vibration. So. Appropriate behavior, I don't think I have a class in appropriate behavior, guys. All what I'm asking for is, we respect each other's, and I don't see us having any issues. I had issues with the students sometimes, we joke and you get out of line sometimes. I have a classroom engagement, 10 things I've been using all the time. So when you get 10 points to the classroom engagement, here's what you want to think with Chad. Cooperate with and helping other students. I will get you credits. We have students that are struggling with something and Karen comes and help you with it. I will give you credit for that. I'm in sharing knowledge. Participate in the classroom discussion with visiting speakers, students, and instructors. You're going to see, guys, almost every week we will have 1 or 2 visitors coming to the class, or we will have a field trip. So we have a lot of activities going on. So the intention is to get you the best knowledge and get you a job. That's my intention. So participate with the speakers when they come as much as you can. Research new classroom related subjects and sharing it with the students. Derek, you are at Mishad Cool Erickson. You have something better in the CAD or Revit, whatever. Come and say, Chad, here's how they do it better. By any means, no hard feelings. Let me know. Let me know though, because if you tell it to the students and I don't know about it, we get confused. So please coordinate with me, because ultimately I'm going to be checking your work, guys. So if I don't know what you know, I'm not going to be able to help you. You know what I mean? But by any means, correct me at any times. Research know, like we said, and share with the students. Share employment leads in the electrical industry. I'll give you credit for that. So if you're working for Hunt Electric and you know that they're hiring, come tell the students, tell me so we can get them somebody. Provide constructive criticism of the material taught and the delivery methods. We're all learning, guys. I've been at it for 11 years, but I'm still learning. So if you see something should be done better, please bring it to my attention. No hard feelings in any way, shape, or form. Attendance. Attend NEC evening meetings and share the learned stuff with students. I don't force you to do that, but North Central Electric League, guys, has a great connection. So if you want to go there and for one of their breakfasts for $10 or go to a dinner, they charge $10 or $15. Feel free to do so, but you don't have to. Attendance, unexpected absences, tardies, or leave early. I really appreciate it, guys, if we're all here on time and we leave on time. I like to be here on time, leave on time if you want to. I understand things happen, and I work with people, but I'm looking at the trend. You know what I mean? So it's really nice when you're here, you can mind your own business if you're done with your work. In the past, as you guys move through the year, we're supposed to be here until 12:30. I allow the students when we start getting internship to leave at noon if their job is done, but I really would like us to stick at least until noon. So unless we really, really have an emergency. Okay, everybody's in agreement in that. If we start at 7:30, stick until noon, and then after the noon, you can, we're supposed to be until 12:30, so I'll be here until 12:30, but I don't want you in any way, guys, to leave before noon. Everybody's okay with this? That will give you enough time to go to your internship, or do anything you want. But I will be in the classroom until 12:30. Computer shut down during lecture. I used to ask the students to shut down, but you don't have to anymore. I mean, people take notes on their computers. It doesn't bother me anymore. But the only thing that I don't want to see, guys, I walk around and you're playing games while I'm doing CAD or Revit or lecturing. It really, it hurts my feeling. Put it this way, you might know what I'm doing, but please, when I'm lecturing, at least when I'm lecturing, if you want to play a game, make it during when we're doing the lab, when you're done with your stuff. That's fine with me. But at least when I'm lecturing, please, if you want to do something, answer an email or work on something, but not a game. It demoralized me. You know what I mean? As a teacher, say, oh, yes, you are trying to give the best and they're playing games. You know what I mean? So please do that. Just for my own, not to demoralize your friend, Chad. Positive attitude in the classroom, guys. Positive attitude goes a long way. Have fun, have a positive attitude. Life is good. I'm a optimistic person at all times. You've probably seen me even when I have a bad day. I'm hoping, guys, all of you will have positive attitude. Doesn't mean we're not going to have bad days. We will have bad days. But we will try to minimize them and walk through them. Neat, clean, and organized desk and basket. You guys are professionals. Professionals take pride of their desks. I know if you go to other engineering firms, you find their stuff all over. I am a firm believer that organized, neat people are, on average, 25% more productive than other people. And I don't have statistics to prove it. Maybe between me and my wife, I can prove it at home, but you know, if you're neat and organized, especially in an engineering firm, you can find your things easy. Neat and organized, guys, doesn't mean just with the paperwork, with your files on the computer. For 11 years, I have 11 years worth of information. I'm still struggling with filing my stuff. Still struggling. When you have 11 years worth of electronic material from so many sources, so I'm still struggling with the neatness. I'm up to, and don't be mad at me, I'm up to probably 700 folders in my email, how I sort my stuff. Doesn't mean you guys have to do that, but I can show you a few, what I've done, for example, for the students. So when you guys send me an email, be very careful because it will live forever. So here's your 2013. Here's all the X years from 2003 all the way to 2013. All the emails I received from every student is filed. That's how I work. Industry, electrical industry, engineering firms, every email that I received from every engineering firm in the last 10 years is filed here. It's really cool, especially because I was a manager too, and it helps retrieve. So if you go to, say, Bloom Engineers, or CDM, and you say, Chad, you're applying there. Do you know somebody there? I can go back and dig into my folder and tell, oh yeah, I contacted this X in 2005. Or, you know what I mean? It works really good for me. I hope it works for you guys. But that's how I do. I file a lot of stuff. Recruiters, electrical manufacturers are here. These are good for you and finding you guys a job. Electrical contractors, all the electrical contractors that I have contact with them over the years are here. So that's how I label them. Okay, so that's kind of just give you an idea. That's in terms of sorting my email. Folders are the same thing. I organize my folders in, and I'm still struggling certain things where to put them, but you've seen how I put my folders for you guys, the same thing I put my folders. I still have files to sort yet, so it's an ongoing issue when you have a data for 11 years. It's just so it will, that's my advice for you guys. It'll make your life easier. Late work policy, I've never enforced late work policy. Nobody will ever. I mean, if you don't have the book and you didn't do the homework, I don't chop people's head. I hope guys will give it to me within a week at least. The homework that I give you guys, when like we're gonna go over 4 chapters this week on that book, the homework will be due next week, and I will tell you what the homework will be. So on Monday next week, I assume that I don't want you to email it to me. All what you have to do is type it, go to the network, to your folder, write your name on the folder and say Chad's homework, and put it right there. If you want to write it down on a piece of paper and give it to me, I'm okay with it. But most of the students end up typing the stuff and just putting it on the network and say, Chad, my homework is in the network, you know. And it's an honor system. And then when you're done with these chapters, when I collect your homework, I will put the answers for these questions in the network for you. So if you want to go check yourself. The important ones I'll go over, though. The so important ones. Okay, attendance policy. I would like you guys to be here 95% of the time. That's our attendance policy. Now, what am I going to be teaching you in this class, guys? You're looking at the schedule. This is probably the most important thing that you're going to go. This is our daily, weekly schedule. Week 1, we're going to go chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you want to plan with your friend Chad, we're going over the first 4 chapters in week 1 in this book. That's it. So that's what I go. So I do the PowerPoint presentation and I add calculation with it. That's what I do. And then what I do, guys, with the homework, I assign the homework in the back of the chapter as your homework, but you can choose to do the odd or the even. So what happens in the past, if you guys are a team, one will do the odd, the other will do the even. So you get the chance, not all of them, because there's a lot of them. So that's what I would like you guys to pick. So all the questions at the end of the chapters, one will do the odd, the other partner will do the even. Did you guys hear me about the homework? The homework is right in this book, odd, even. Some of them are long. You don't have to type all of them. Type the answers only. So odd, even, they're due. When you're done here, they will be due on Monday. I collect them from you guys. I don't correct them, and I give you credit at the end. If you submit everything, I give you 10 points out of 10. Is that okay with the homework in that class? So that's basically it. Then week 2, we're going to do another 4 chapters. Can you guys see the homework 1, 2, 3, 4 is due in week 2? So we do the chapters, then the homework will be due in the week after. Homeworks are Monday. So when we finish the 4 chapters this week on Monday, I expect you guys to have the answers for them. This book is long, so there's a lot of stuff to do there, guys. Do your best on it. My intention from the homework is one little thing. Read the chapters. There's a lot of good information. They're long chapters, guys. But my intention is just to read the chapters. There's a lot of good information in it. I go over them, but reading it also pick more. We will have tests on week 3, guys. We'll have test number 1 in chapter 1 through 6. Then I'm not going over, there's 32 chapters in this book. I'm picking and choosing from it. We can't do all of them. Then I'm moving to chapter 25 through 28. So we're not going in order. So please see how I switched here 5, 6, and then I jumped to 19, 20. I picked certain chapters. Then we have test number 2, and then at the end of chapter 7, week 7, we're going to have our final. Any comments, guys, about the layout of this class? Does it make sense? You have the book, you have the homework at the end of the book. Here's what your homework is going to be for every week. What chapter we're going to cover, so go over them. Can it be clear on that? So clear cut. I wouldn't add anything to it. as we move through. So, okay, so that's the first syllabi. The second syllabi that I have for you guys is if you want to go, you save package, and all these are online, guys. Oops, this is not it. This one is 2004. Okay, there you go. The second class that you guys are going to do is a commercial project. For the commercial residential project, the residential project, guys, what we did is we took a 5,000 square foot apartment building. Remember, it's a dwelling, and you are required to do lighting, power, and low voltage design, draft, analysis, specification for this particular project. So that's basically it. All the information is still the same. The project starts from 9:30, so almost in 5 minutes we switch to 9:30 to 12:25. We're supposed to be here for the project. Like I said, guys, as we move forward, we have smaller class. If you're done with all your stuff and you want to leave after the noon, feel free to do so. I will be though here until 12:30. So 12:25. I'm probably most likely I'll be officing here. So we're in this room. The goal of this project, guys, is to get you to draft and design and analyze and spec a residential project. That's it, residential. Don't say commercial, don't say industrial, just residential, with all the code requirement for it. We're using CAD for this project. Next project, we're going to be doing it in Revit, and the project after we'll be also doing it in Revit. So 2 Revit projects, 1 CAD project. So this is your chance of learning CAD to deliver this project. So a lot of engineering firms are moving into Revit, but some of them you're still doing CAD too. So we decided to run the 2 softwares at the same time. But Revit is, a lot of students got hired because of Revit. So we are running 2 projects to Revit, 1 in CAD. They're similar but different. You're going to see they're very similar in terms, but they're slightly different. Okay, so that's a project that we're going to run using it. Information, the same books and all the stuff. I would love you guys to have DeWalt, because DeWalt is very good reference when it comes to the project too. Core ability the same. The outcome of this class, guys, is draft and interpret electrical projects, cite the national electric code, design electrical system for buildings, manage electrical construction and engineering projects. That's what you're supposed to do. Here's all the 23 competencies they're going to learn in this class. I'm not going to read them for you. You can see design, lighting, power, and HVAC equipment circuits for residential buildings. So that's it. You do the lighting, the power, and HVAC equipment circuiting. You have a house and you need to put light in it, you put receptacles in it, and you need to put heating, cooling system in it. And then you have to do the calculation, you have to size the feeders and the dimension of the room, the electrical room, security system, fire alarm system, phone, lighting. These are similar to the outcomes that I just went through with you guys, except the focus is what? Residential. So we repeat a lot of stuff. We're going to do perform X-reffing. What's X-reffing means? Develop electrical tile blocks. You guys are going to learn the tile blocks with your friend Chad. Organize drawings. Draft and plot the CAD drawings that you're going to do with me. Specification, I'll give you the spec. Scope, acceptable manufacturer, design, concept for residential, formulate electrical design drawings, enhance design construction project communication internally, externally. So there's a lot of stuff, grounding and bonding. Swimming pool, we have a swimming pool that we're going to go over. So bottom line is you have a 5,000 square foot, you need to do everything, design and drafting for this. These are the details, the outcome. So I would hope, guys, you would read them and and gauge yourself and then say, did Chad really teach me about X-reffing? Check, yes. That's what I'm hoping. I've never had anybody come and challenge me when they graduate, say, no, you did not teach us that one, Chad. It'll be nice. Grading for this project is very clear. The design drawings that you guys would do with me is only 50%. The CAD that you do with Chad is only 50%. Very clear? The CAD is only 50%. Assignment on time. When I assign you guys to do X-reffing, and at the end, what we do with the CAD is we will be working, say, in power layout for upper and lower. Power layout, upper and lower. So you have to, when you're done, we start Monday, finish Friday. Friday, before you guys leave, you print an 11 by 17 or 22 by 34 page for me, two sheets. You give it to me. I will check you assignment on time. Come Monday, you and I will sit in the back, and your team members sit in the back. I will redline it for you, basically correct it. There's no correcting in design. There's redlining. I will tell you there's a better way of doing it, basically. Then you go correct it. You take my notes. You have the right to challenge me. Say, no, I did it this way because of this. I will listen to you if you convince me. But ultimately, I am the authority having jurisdiction, right? I hope you guys trust me as the authority having jurisdiction, like the supervisor or whatever. Unless you convince me, it's my way, right? But you can't convince me, though. I'm not stubborn. Then you guys will correct it and we move on, right? We'll move to the next assignment. Assignment in time, just submitting on time, is 10 points. You get them. Electrical load calculation, you guys want to size a service for the building. We're going to do detailed electrical calculation. I give you a sheet to start with because it's very detailed. 20%. Cut sheets, you will be required to do cut sheets for this project. That's 10%. And specification that I give to you and you look at and you print will get you 5%. Everybody clear how the grade is going to be for this project? I have rarely, if ever, given anything less than a B on any of my projects. If you give me less than a B product, I will send it back to you and say, correct this so I can give you a B. That's how it works. Okay? Everybody's okay with this? Here's the scale. Honesty and all this good stuff is the same thing, guys. I'm going to skip them and go all the way to actually the assignment. The last thing is, how are we going to run this project? We're going to run this project, guys, and these are goofy because they come from a different software, so I apologize. They're not. We have a software called Width. When you import them, it screw up that stuff. I want to dedicate this week to electric AutoCAD fundamentals. In the past, guys, we used to give you a whole class about AutoCAD. Now, because we switched a semester, I thought instead of you paying for another class, extra class for CAD, what I'm going to do, I'm going to teach you enough CAD to do electrical engineering. Not to be a CAD expert. If you want to be a CAD expert, you're going to build on the knowledge that I gave you. So that's what I would like to do with you this week. Starting tomorrow, guys, when you're ready, on the 3 hours that we have in the lab, I'm going to walk you through the model space, paper space, extra thing, like we did some of the stuff in 1 week. Comes Monday morning next week, we're going to hit the project. So we'll start extracting and laying out stuff. Of course, it will be a learning experience for all of you. So as you go through the project, you might struggle a little bit how to do things. I'm here to help you. But the first week is going to do the fundamentals. Next week, we're going to do setup for the drawings, E1 through E12. The first thing we do when we do drafting, guys, is set up the drawings. Tile block, extra thing, and so forth. That's what we're going to do next week, the extra thing, the tile block. Week after week 3, we're going to work on the apartment building that I give you guys. It's a 2-story building. You're going to work on the upper and lower level power. It's E5 and E8, the name of it. So the expectation by the end of week 3, you will print 22 by 34 or 11 by 17. Typically, I do 22 by 34 for red lines. I'm sorry, 11 by 17 smaller, so we don't kill more trees. And the final product will be 22 by 34. 11 by 17 smaller for red lines, and then at the end we do the bigger sheet. So you will print it to me. You'll print it, you give it to me, guys. I'll check you Monday morning. We'll redline it. You work on it, do the changes, and we hit the week after. Week 4, we're doing first and second lighting. So we're going to do the lighting. Week 5, we're going to do first and second low voltage. Week 6, we're having a garage. We're doing so that's we're doing a garage. Again, this is coming from that software, guys. We have site, garage, swimming pool, power lighting, schedules and details. All these E3, E4, 11, and 12, all of them, we're going to lump sum them in week 6. Week 7, you're going to do load calculation, cut sheets, BIC, and project submittal. So there's a lot of stuff, guys, to be done. If you're done with power, don't stop. Keep rolling. Say, Chad, I'm done with power. I'm going to keep rolling with lighting. So that's what a lot of people guys will do. Just keep rolling as long as it takes. And then finally, I don't have presentation for this project. We don't do presentation for the residential project, but week 7 we'll close this chapter and open the commercial project. Is that clear, guys? Do we have a map where we're heading? So that's basically my expectation from this syllabi. Let me go over. Okay, so this one here. Oops. Okay, so we got through this package, guys, which have the syllabus. Have it handy, because if you want to know what I'm going to be teaching you next week, it's there. I go week by week, guys, because they allow me the 5 days to shift chapters around. But you can tell if you have 4 chapters in a week, what do you expect? We'll be covering a chapter a day or so. That's basically what we're going to do. Okay, we got these. We got these. Can you guys go to this package that I gave you? This is what we call a project design project development schedule. What you're looking at the top is exactly the schedule that we just went over in the syllabi. That's how are we going to run this project. You came from electrical, a lot of you. In the electrical construction, we do jobs. So we give you a job and you go finish it and we check you out. Here we give you an assignment, a weekly assignment. For example, the first week, there is no assignment. I'm going to teach you how to use CAD. Second week, we're going to do set up AutoCAD drawings. So at the end, guys, when you're done second week, on Friday, you will be printing a 12 sheets, 11 by 17 for CAD. They're blank, 12 sheets. And all of them stapled together. And you say, with your title, with your block, they're empty, they're blank. But that will prove that you did the setup, ready to input the information on them. And then we continue with all the assignment, like I said before. So that's your, and this is how the weekly all the way to October 4th, where we're going to stop on that one. Any comments, guys, about the schedule for the project? Does it make sense? Moving from one assignment to another. So you will have an assignment to do over the week. And we have 5 hours, 3 hours, 3 times 5. They'll give you 15 hours a week to work on an assignment. That's a lot of hours. Really, some of them you can, when you get faster, you can go do it faster. Okay, then we move into the actual project. These are details. How are you going to do this project? When we have an engineering project, guys, it's not enough just to say go design it. I don't know if you guys, when you do the blueprint in a residential or the commercial, go design it to the code and you put the receptacles. An engineering project, you can't do it this way. You have to have an understanding, what does the customer wants in this building, especially commercial. So design project requirement is what we call it narrative. A narrative that has been agreed upon between the project engineer and the owner. They met, they did a lot of meetings, we presented to them a lot of ideas, and that's what they want. That's what you're looking at. So the narrative, you're going to see for the residential doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but when we go to the commercial, it's a lot of narrative. So residential project consists of the following. You have to do, we're using AutoCAD 2013. We have specification, service, and circuit calculation. We're going to be using Microsoft Project for the service. We have cut sheets that you guys have to provide. You go online. Digital copy of everything that you do, guys. You don't submit anything CAD for me. Remember where you work on a network. All the CAD, all the cut sheets, all the homework, everything you do for me, it's going to be where? On the network. So it's easier for you and easier for me, right? No emailing documents. And then at the end, you guys are going to submit a project binder for this project, similar to this. So that's kind of the expectation for this project. Design requirement. This is how we're going to design this project. I'm not going to go over all of it, guys. I will go over it as we go through. For example, 1 dishwasher in each apartment. I am telling you, I want you to accommodate for a circuit for a dishwasher in this project. I have a dryer and a range, and I give you the size of the dryer and a range. So there's a lot of equipment given to you right in here. I will go over them in details as we reach the design. For example, look at number 16. Allow 15% additional growth on the main service panel. I want additional growth. 10% on each receptacle, outlet, and lighting circuit. These are typical. 10% on apartment panel. 16, 17, 18 is future growth for this building. So again, I'm not going to read all of them because I'm going to go over them in details. I want to bring to your attention, guys, these. So for design, CIS information sheet 03, which is in the end of your package, information sheet number 3, that gives you more details. So if you go to the design drawings, we'll get into it in a second. If you guys go to design drawing sheet, these are how I want you to set up your CAD. So it's going to be E1 all the way to E12. E1, it's going to be named sheet title. The bolded part is the name of the sheet. It's going to be sheet. The non-bolded part is explanation to you. What's in the sheet? Electrical symbols, site plan and power, garage and swimming pool, upper, lower, upper power, lighting and low voltage, lower power, lighting and low voltage, panel schedule, and electrical details. These are the 12 electrical sheets that we're going to be setting up for the whole project. And again, I'll go over them in details. I will give you the layers that we're going to be using, set of layers. Specifications going to be given to you too. Service calculation. I want you to do short. I want you to size the panels, and IS 5 and 6 will tell you guys which panels you need to size for. Cut sheets. I want you to do cut sheets for material. Which material, Chad, you want us to do cut sheets? I'm putting him in information sheet 7. I call information sheet 7. A project submittal. Then you're going to have your project. You're going to submit your project. This is my project submittal. You're going to submit to Chad a folder. Cover sheet is going to say something similar to this. And the table of contents, it's going to say the following. And it has 5 tabs. Now, if you made 6 tabs, I'm not going to be mad. But these are guide, guys. Feel free to make it your own, but at the same time, deliver what I'm asking you to deliver. So I'm giving you a plan. That plan is not. What I'm hoping is you follow it. If you modify, explain to me why you modify it. That's all I'm asking, right? If you're happy with what I put to you, submit the same thing. If you want to modify, you have a better way of doing it, just let me know. Okay, and then that's basically what's going to be your the total of your project. Any comments, guys? Any questions about that? Comments, questions? Then if you guys go to the end of it, at the end of it, you have the package that I gave you. I don't have them in the package, so I'm going to go directly here and open them. I have them in different folders, so let's go to here. Okay, so if you look at this is information sheet number 1. You guys have it. So, okay, for information sheet number 1, these are how we do the setup. When we do the setup, I'm going to walk you through Safe AutoCAD, blah, blah, blah. These are, don't worry about them. These are the steps that I'm going to use with you guys to do the setup. Does that make sense? So these are step 4 setup again. I'm just showing you here. Then if you go to minimize, go to information sheet number 2, these are the layers that I'm going to be inserting in your project. We're starting with it tomorrow. We'll start tomorrow doing that. Or maybe the next week, because we're going to do the project next week, depending on how we do it. So these are the layers that we have. Then low voltage systems. Here's information, that other page that you guys have. That's why information sheet. When I say low voltage system, what do I mean about low voltage system? Fire alarm system, smoke detector, bedroom hallways. So I'm telling you where, based on the building code, where do you need to put smoke detectors? These are building code, not electrical code. So as you start laying out your security system, your doorbell, your fire alarm, your heating system, your phone system, your TV system, these are the narrative that I, as the project manager and the owner, have sat and agreed upon based on all the industry standards, including building code and electrical code. Does that make sense? So if you're designing a building, a residential building, and you have no idea how to design it in terms of phone and data, blah, 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 isn't that one? Here's a one way of doing it. One way of doing it. That's why I always tell the people, that's one way of doing business. Now, look at the TV. One for every apartment. See project requirement for location. home run for every jack, wire coaxial cable, the main splitter in utility room, apartment main splitter. So these are the things they need to focus as you lay out your phone, your TV system. It will make sense when we start doing with the CAD. As you do the CAD for the TV, you're going to say, what am I going to do for the phone chat? Here's the details. Does that make sense? So that's what this is supposed to help. Now, information sheet number, the panel schedules. E11, they ask you about panel schedules, and E12 ask about details. Okay, you're going to say, chat, what am I going to do about panel schedule? Here's the panel schedule. I want you to have a panel schedule for apartment 1, 2, 3, 4, and CP, which is a common panel. Lighting schedule, one for all the buildings. It makes a lot of sense when we move through them, guys. More information. Details, I want you to put these as the details. All these details. Riser for all of this. All of these are the risers, and swimming pool and trench. That looks like this. So give you more details about the project. Otherwise, if I tell you I need cut sheets, what do you want cut sheets about? What, chat, right? So I'm trying to guys to, my philosophy, you are new, you have not done this before. Here's one way of doing business. Okay, load calculation. When I ask you guys to do load calculation, I'm expecting you to have 6 calculation done. One for every apartment, because we have 4 apartments, one for the common, and one for the whole building. It makes more sense when we start doing the calculation. And these are also in the package that I gave to you. If you guys go to electrical equipment sizing, this gives you, when I tell you a range, right? Well, what size range, Chad? Adam, didn't you guys do a range calculation with Karen? You did a range calculation. But you need a range size to do a range calculation. I don't know what size they are using. I'm giving you the size of the equipment. Otherwise, how would you know? I guess you can guess, but we got the guess out of it. So here's the size of the range, the water heater, the sump pump, the disposal, the dishwasher, the dryers, the swimming. We have a swimming pool, by the way, swimming pool heater, swimming pool. All these are sizes that we, the project manager in a real project, will pull this information from the customer before we start the project. Otherwise, you're guessing. You know what I mean? And it's okay to guess, but we're going to get the guess out of it at least. You will guess a lot when you go to the field. Okay, so that's the information. Then specification and cut sheets, right? The one after it, 7 specification cut sheets. The specification, guys, will be given to you on the network. You will not write the specification. I will give you specification. My expectation is just to read it. Look at the cut sheet. 24 things I want you to find cut sheets about. 24 things, starting with all panels and ending with smoke detector. I know some of you say, wow, smoke detector, Chad, why do I need cut sheets? It's okay. For the residential, we do a lot of details. I just want to make sure that you guys know how to go to Simplex on their website, how to find smoke detectors similar to what you want, and how to make a copy, a nice PDF copy of it, and put it on the network. So that's the exercise about finding him. I do have sites for all these locations, so you're not going to be alone. You say, Chad, where am I going to find exit signs? I can give you 2 or 3 sites that you can get easily exit signs from it. I know you guys use the internet, but that will give you an exercise of using the internet professionally for your own projects. Okay, so that's your cut sheets. Swimming pool bonding. The last thing, this is the detail. When we bond the swimming pool, that's a detail. This is coming from a book that I would like you guys to stick into your, what we end up doing is we crop it. We copy this one, we crop it, and we put it as a detail in the swimming pool. If you want to use CAD and go redraft it, be my guest. Most of the high profile, good details, guys, will be done by architects most of the time, or very good CAD people. But I'm giving you this one as one of the details that you need to do. So that's basically the package that you guys have in front of you. Any comments, my friends? Any comments, any questions? Does that make sense, what you guys are going to be doing? So I tried to get the guess out of it. We have a map for you, and we just want you to follow it. So the email that I told you guys, that I gave you, were you able to open it? And can you go open it and make sure you are here? Double click the link that I gave you. And when you are here, let me know. Everybody's there? Okay, now what I suggest is right click on, you should not be able to get into the fall last year. That's last year. This is the year that you want. Right click on this and create a shortcut. Does it put the shortcut right here, or in your case probably drop it on in your desktop? Did you put it in your desktop? It puts it in your desktop, right? Yeah. Did you guys make so make yourself a shortcut, everybody? So if it's here, what I would do, just grab it and put it on your desktop. I'm gonna go delete that one. I don't think you should be able to. It shouldn't allow you to make a shortcut right here. Okay. Because maybe it's open. Okay. Any comments, guys? Did you make yourself a shortcut? Cool. So that's the best way to do it. Now, when you make yourself a shortcut, when you double click on that baby, it will take you directly. Does it take you directly to our, if you double click, it takes you directly to the folder? That's where you want to be. You want to leave it handy. So every time you want to go work, double click, bam, it takes you directly to that. Kieran, working for you in the back? Okay, awesome. So that's what I would like you guys to do, is have a shortcut first. I do have my own shortcut. I don't want to screw up my stuff here. Let me just, here's my shortcut. I want to delete this one because I don't want to confuse you. I have more authority. Okay, now when you are here, your shortcut should take you here, right? Now, I'll let you guys talk. I don't know if you want to make teams. Now you want to run, do you want more time to think about teams? Do you want to team up, or do you, so, what I suggest, if you guys are okay, Karen, if you guys team up together there in the back, and again, you can work individual if you want to, and you guys want to team together. Are you okay with that? Sure. Karen, are you guys okay with teaming up? Okay. Now remember, when you teaming up means you guys will be responsible to deliver a product for me. Part of it is the learning how to work together. But does it mean you're not allowed to touch anything else? I do have students in the past, rightfully so, who want to do everything just to get an exercise of it. So what they did is they copied the project that we're working on a separate folder on a network and under their name, and they putz around with the project. But ultimately, you want to first work on the stuff to deliver to Chad. Then you can do what he's doing on your own folder, that for your own exercise. Does that make sense? Because I have people in the past, and 11 years, I've seen a lot of stuff, complain, Chad, well, I didn't do the lighting because my partner did it. If your partners did it and you have time and you want to do the lighting, no problem. I will help you, or you can show you how to copy the whole project under your name or your last name in the team folder. And I know that this is your own to practice and play with. Everybody's okay with this? So shall we call you guys team 1 and team 2, just in this order? Okay, so that's what then as we go forward, I will authorize you in a second here to start working on team 1 and team 2. So what's your name? Then you can only access team 1, and you guys will only can access team 1, 2. Okay, so that's the teaming business. I have my own team. When I work with you guys, when I start setting up, I have team 11 CSK, that's my initials. So when I'm working on setting up CAD, I will be working in my own folder online with you. So saving exactly like what you're doing, showing you how to do it. It's really nice. Okay, so that's the first thing we want to do. I would like you guys to load a couple of printers before we go ahead and move on. To load printers, we have to, do you guys remember, I think // if you go here, // print, is that what we did? Okay, can you guys, one more time, can you type, is that forward slash or backslash? This is forward. Is that backslash? Okay, that's I'm right. Backslash, 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 print. Everybody's there? Okay, when you go backslash, backslash, print, guys, it will load all the printers that we haven't done with. Expand it like I did, and hit comments, will you? Click on comments. When you click on comments twice, it will list them in alphabetical order based on the room that they're in. Did you guys see that? You might have to hit it twice, so it can give you an A through Z, not Z through A. Are you guys there? Give me 1 second. Okay. So when you are there, let me know so we're going to go load a couple of printers and plotters because that's the most important thing that we're going to do. Load a couple of printers and plotters. Everybody's at this point? So to alphabetical order, you click on comments. It should show them. If you don't have comments, you might have to go to details. You know how to sort by details. Right here, the folder, your folder should show details so you can see the comments. Everybody can see the comments? I apologize if you guys know this. I don't know how much you know. I'm sure a lot of people is. You can change the way you look at these folders from extra large to medium. You know that, right? Most of you. So go to the one that says details. Okay? Now, can I have thumbs up from everybody's there? Karen is good. Okay. Now let's go to the following. We're going to go to red R. So go all the way to R. Red. We're in red 10. Can you guys see where it says red 10? Do you see, guys, HP 800, right? In red 10, the first one that says red 10. Everybody can see it? Okay. Red 10 is this room. The first one I'm highlighting in HP 800, that's that big black blotter. Okay, so to connect to it, right click and connect. So now I'm connecting to, it should connect you to the plotter. Did it? Okay, when you're done with that, it should connect. Go right to the one underneath it. The 5200 is the one right next to it, the printer. Can you guys see that? It comes handy when you print 11 by 17. Right click on that thing and connect again. Now you're connected to the printer and the plotter in this room. Everybody's good? Before I move to it, okay, let me know so I can move to a different. So you should connect to both the both printer and plotter in red 10. So you can print and plot in this room. Cool? Okay, now the second one that we would like to do is OSE. Where did OSE? Right here. Do you guys see red 26? Everybody can see red 26? Red 26. Click on red 26, will you? Everybody's there? Red 26? Yeah. Oh, still downloading? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not in a hurry. I thought you guys are done. Give me a hint when you're not done. Because stick. Okay, not a big. So these two printers and plotter we're going to be using, guys. OSE, the printer that I'm highlighting in red 64, that's a bigger plotter. My expectation from you guys, we have a smaller group here, is when we start printing a lot of papers, is to shoot it all the way to OSE red 64. That will fast. It's very fast, much faster than our plotter here. And if you're printing the whole project, when we're getting to the project, you shoot it there. If you're printing assignment for Chad, a weekly assignment, what do? We do it here. By any means, you can do it anywhere you want. But what we have done in the past, assignments, because they're 1-2 sheets, we do them here. The whole project at the end, when you print for me to review the project, all of it, or to submit, because you have 14 sheets. Each team will have 14 sheets. We have only 2 teams now. But imagine when we have 10 teams, that will jam. So that one will make it really easier. So by any means, you can print it any one of them. Let me know when you guys are ready. Still cooking?
No, mine's good. I'm just.
You're good? Karen, are you good? Maybe? Okay. So if you guys are good, you can just right click on that one. Now OC read 64, and connect to this one. So connect to OC read 64. So now you are connected to two plotters, one here and one in 64. You know where 64 is? 64 is in the other end, exactly the opposite. So you go out here, past the interior design, you know where the interior design people, all the way to the architectural side. Yep, architectural side where printing is, and right by printing is 64. So the other end. Okay, you're connected now to two plotters as well as two printers. That one is 5200, and all the first, you guys are all connected to first. First should be connected to all of you. So let me just see if you guys, when you go print things, if you see the following. Oops, here you go. Oh wow, so many of them. All right, so when you go print, go grab a file, grab any file that you want and go to print. Do you guys see the following printers? You should be able to see 5200, HP 800, OSE, and the first. Do you guys see these four? Grab any folder and go print view or print. You should be able to change to any of these. Cool? Okay.
What's the other one we needed? 'Cause I've got
5200.
yeah, I've got the plotter, the two plotters, and the printer.
Oh, the first. This is done with the first. That should be loaded by the IT. Yep. Do you have it? Yeah, that's loaded by the IT. Okay, so you guys are good with the printers. Okay. So that's let me see if I can. So that's all. Okay. What